Hi guys, and happy Tuesday to you once again. And I'm back now with part 2 of my ongoing series for the 4-week Energetic and Karmic Balancing. If you joined me last week for part 1, I hope you're still feeling light and fresh after that session. It certainly turned into a powerful one. If not, feel free to just join in with these videos and see if you get something out of it. Hopefully you will do. Thank you all, as always, for joining me once again. So in part 2 of this series, we are moving on to the 4-body system. Now, this comprises of 4 parts. And I'm just going to share an image up on the screen with you. This is a diagram that I created as part of the Ascension toolkit, so you may well have seen it already. But basically, this is just kind of to depict a rough idea of what the 4-body system looks like. So it contains 4 parts, unsurprisingly. Lots of 4s today. The physical body, of course, we all know very, very well and we're intimately familiar with. We then have an energetic field that surrounds primarily our head area, called the mental body or mental field. You can kind of use those words interchangeably. We then have an emotional body which expands the whole way around our physical body. And then outside of that, we have a spiritual body, which can expand anything up to sort of 15 miles around you, absolutely vast area. But you can control that, you can contract that back in and you can expand that out. And that's actually a really good trick if you're, maybe if you're going to a heavily populated area like a city or something, and you don't want to be so affected by all of the energies there. Pulling that spiritual field back in can really help you. You can bring it tight around just so that you're, if you're sensitive, you're not feeling everyone's energies quite so much. So just to break that down a little bit further, obviously the physical body we know, but if you've ever seen any kind of type of holistic practitioner, whatever it is, they will all tell you that our physical symptoms that we feel are a direct manifestation of our emotional and mental states. And that's because these fields are intrinsically linked to each other. If something is going on with one of them, it will affect the others, and that's particularly true with the physical body. They'll talk a lot about trauma or maybe a heartache that you're going through, or any of these different things on a physical level. They are always a reflection of something that's happens on the outside. And commonly in society we talk about these things, even people that don't believe in this stuff and don't know the meaning behind what they're saying, but they hear people talking about dying of a broken heart and stuff like that. That's absolutely what it is. It's that effect that you have on your emotional field, and within the heart chakra itself, actually having a physical manifestation on the physical heart. So we, as a result, of all of this, the energetic state between emotions and physicals, the primary cause between illness and stuff like that, you may be having particular aches and pains, or ongoing health conditions and stuff, can usually be traced back to either an emotional or a mental state. So in this week's session, we are going to be working through clearing all of these bodies and fields. Starting with the physical, we're going to have a deep healing session from at least Merlin. We'll see who else steps through on the night, but certainly Merlin, if you've not worked with him before as a healer, is an unbelievable healer, absolutely incredible. And he's going to be working with us directly with all of the organs and the particular common emotions that are associated with each one. So again, each one has a particular type of emotion assigned to it, and this is again something we talk about in common language. You say, "Oh, you didn't have the gall to do that," and that's because it's all the relations associated with the gallbladder. The liver can reflect back to anger and frustration. We say, particularly here in England, people get pissed off. The emotion of that is all with the bladder. It's all connected. So we're going to have a really deep healing session with Master Merlin for this one, and be working through each of the organs and helping healing the emotions that go along with each one of those. Then moving out to the mental body, as I say, surrounding the head. Now, this is crucial to not just your physical health and the association between them, but your ascension process as well. So you can kind of split down the functions of the energetic mind into a higher mind and a lower mind. And lower mind gets tied in quite a lot with kind of common base instincts and thought patterns, ego and stuff, ego, greed, all of these kind of classic sort of things are part of the lower mind. The higher mind, however, is directly linked to your highest self and your ascension process, and bringing you back in alignment with love from a mental standpoint as opposed to a heart standpoint, because both are just as important as each other, and you want to get both working together to really, be able to fully embody unconditional love. And every time you think about something, you are using your mental body. You're creating an imprint on that, and the energy of it reflects your mental state. So if you're having lots of negative thoughts about a particular subject, then that's the energy that you're flowing into your mental body. However, it can be an incredible tool if you are working towards that higher mind and focusing on positivity and the things that you want in your life. It can really amplify your manifestation game. And because of that, it's so important to keep this field clear, because it is a reflection of your mental state. And as you focus on perhaps on negative things and stuff like that, you can then start generating thought forms, which are kind of thoughts manifest into life. Essentially, it creates energy around you, and then that can have it's like then that thought form then starts kind of has a life of its own and starts affecting you, and will further lead you down that path of the wrong thought that created it. And it's very easy to get stuck and trapped in these patterns because of that. So keeping the mental body as clear as possible at all times is so important to our own personal energy management. So we're going to be working with the mental body to help clear out old negative lower energies, clear thought forms whilst we're there, and do a higher mind activation, link it directly into your higher self, and try and help enable you to embody that higher state at all times. And moving out to the emotional body that surrounds your whole physical body. Now, this is a complete reflection of your emotional state, much the same with your mental, but on, unsurprisingly, an emotional level. And the thoughts and the feelings that you have will be reflected in this space. Now, the interesting thing with the emotional body as well in particular is that it will carry energy from not just this lifetime, but past lifetimes. So you may well have energies, fears, anxieties, all sorts of things that are within this field that may be triggering you in this lifetime. You may have a completely random fear that you don't understand because nothing's happened to you in this lifetime, but when you see whatever that thing, it triggers you into could be into a full panic attack state without you having no knowing connection between you and that thing. And that's because it's a past life and it's imprinted into your emotional fields. And again, once again, these energies in the field can affect our emotional state. So it's like a two-way process. Our emotions that we feel on a physical level affect the field then affects the physical, and it's a bit of a downward spiral then that can lead you into these unpleasant patterns. So once again, keeping this field clear is so critically important. And that's going to be the next focus of our time on the evening, is to kind of really clear down this field as we can. And as you do all of them together, the physical, the mental and the emotional, because they're all so intrinsically linked, it will help clear the whole process. And that's why we're doing the very physical healing at the same time, so we can get what's within our organs on a physical level, and we can get the emotional and the mental attachments to it at the same time to really clear those pathways and open you up. Now, the last one is the spiritual field. And as I say, this can be absolutely vast, surrounding around you. And this contains an unbelievable amount of information about you, your higher self, your pathways, the energies that you do embody on this lifetime and that you will embody this lifetime, all of the psychic gifts that you have and or will have, all of this information is imprinted within it. It's kind of like a blueprint for your energetic, your psychic pathway. But once again, this field gets muddied up by the energies around us. As I said, it can fill this huge area. So, you know, someone 15 miles away that's having a bad day is inside your fields. Or trees, or nature, or beauty, or the sea are also inside your field. So there's beautiful things as well. And it's a balance. But because if you're particularly sensitive, you're always picking these energies up. It's really important to stay on top of keeping these fields clear. And as my dear friend Tim Wilde said, you know, clearing your spiritual field is like having a shower for the physical body. It's so important to keep this stuff clear. And that, as you do that, you then heighten all of your psychic abilities, all your spiritual senses, because they are operating at a high vibration, because you're clearing away all the debris. So this is something that can really bring a massive shift. You know, if it's not part of your daily practice, it's something that's really valuable to do so. And you can do that just at a very quick level with the violet flame. You can just call it straight into your fields and help clear them. And that's, you know, one of the best things that you can do for your day-to-day energy management. And it only takes you 30 seconds to do. But as I say, in this workshop, we're going to really deep dive, and we're going to work on the layers between them. We're going to work on connecting them to your highest self, and really clear them out and raise them up as much as possible to help you step forward on your pathway. It's so important right now. So, and oh yeah, I should also add with that, with the whole course, of course, we have this, we're tying into karmic release as well. So there's going to be things, particularly in the emotional field, that we have been holding from past lives. Perhaps that we've already overcome the challenges that we had to face in this life, but we may still be holding on to the energies for those. We may have particular contracts in place that are holding the vibration of our fields at a certain frequency, all sorts of things like that. And we're going to be working to clear those whilst we do this work. So this should be a really thorough clear out, and just another tier on top of last week of helping you feel clear, lighter, and able to truly embody your highest self. So that's part 2, and that's taking place this Thursday, once again, at 7 p.m. in the UK, hosted on YouTube Live. And if you haven't already taken part, you can sign up for that on my website. For the full course, it's £22, and you'll get access to everything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. It was such a joy to share last week with you, and I can't wait to see what this one brings. Sending you lots of love, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.